What's going on, guys? It's DanBeforeTime. Today, we're going to be talking about Osiris New Dawn. Osiris is a multiplayer space survival game, and you're tasked with working together to build a prospering colony and defend against all kinds of threats, including aliens and just the hostile environment. The game does have a single-player story mode as well, and that's the gameplay you're seeing in the background. They recommend that you learn the ropes, basically, in this mode, so that's what I did. So the premise of the game as far as the story is, it's near future, it's in year 2046, and humanity discovered a fold engine propulsion technology, which enabled us to go out into the solar system. We are tasked with finding potential habitable planets, and our spacecraft malfunctions, breaking from light speed, and it forces us to land on this planet. And we're basically stuck, so we have to group up and survive. So true to that synopsis, when you start the game, you have basically nothing. You do have a broken spacesuit that you need to repair immediately. You do have a couple cargo crates that have basic supplies, such as a little bit of water. You do have a pistol and an assault rifle, and you have a mining tool, and that's basically it, give or take a few things. You're then quickly tasked with setting up an inflatable shelter that serves as your save point. And then you're basically on your own, left to your own devices. And I was very surprised by how realistically the environment and the vibe of the game made you feel like you were an astronaut that is stranded on this planet. You're out here in space on an alien planet, and you have to make it work if you want to survive. And that inflatable shelter is not going to last too long in some of these storms that come through. So you're going to need to build a shelter, and that's basically where you start. And that requires building a refinery. The game is very, very light on instruction, and I think that's a good thing, because if you're in this situation, you're not going to have any instruction. You have to figure stuff out. So it does that very well, and I think that lends to the atmosphere that it's trying to convey. And it also gives you a huge sense of accomplishment, even when completing the most mundane of tasks, such as finding a single ingredient to build your refinery. But don't think that because it's a first mission in the game that this is going to be easy. It took me 30 plus minutes to find all the ingredients that I needed. Because there's no markers on the map, well, because there's nobody there to mark it for you before you're there. But you can't just roam free. You also have to be very aware of hostile alien species that are very aggressive and looking to kill you. On my first attempt, I got taken out by a giant sand snake, and I didn't even know what happened until I was dead. And in this game, there's no soft restart. You lose everything that you had. So I ended up starting a game over completely from scratch. And this was a little bit of a shock for me because I've been spending so much time playing No Man's Sky, and that is like survival light, but this is a true survival game. So let's talk a little bit about the gameplay and the performance. Minute-to-minute gameplay feels very smooth and satisfying to me. You can seamlessly switch between first and third person view, depending on what you like. I stick with first person just because I'm used to it and I prefer it, but the third person view controls just as well and is just as smooth. Shooting feels very smooth and responsive. I was hip firing only at first, and it was only by mistake that I found out that you can actually aim down sights, and I was actually pretty surprised by that. I did not expect that in a $24.99 early access title, so that was impressive to me. Character movement is nice. There are things that you have to worry about. You're worried about oxygen supply. You're also worried about suit temperature, and those things you have to keep track of, so you can't sprint unlimited. You also have a nice little boost pack and glide mechanic that you can use to get over rough terrain, and that was very helpful. All in all, I didn't run into any bugs as far as player movement is concerned. Frame rate was very stable and high for me, but I was playing single player. There have been reports that on launch day the servers have been overloaded and frame rate has been dipping within the multiplayer mode, but I haven't personally experienced any of that. A couple of the issues that I did notice, a couple of times it seemed like I got stuck in some terrain, and there didn't seem to be a reason for that. And also there are some audio glitches. Some of the sounds are really, really loud, and some things have no sounds, like the sand snakes right now have no audio cues that they're even there, and that's why I ended up getting killed by that thing the first time. So that is definitely something that needs to be fixed, but those bugs are being reported, and I will say that the developers are very on top of it. As of the time of this recording, it is still launch day, and the developers have already released the first hotfix for the game. So they're definitely on top of it, and they're definitely listening to the community, which is an excellent thing. And they're also very active on their Twitter page, and they do respond to fans, so that's an excellent thing, and I think that bodes well for the game going forward. So all in all, I'm really enjoying my time with Osiris so far, and I'm not even a survival game fan. I have, however, watched a lot of DayZ and 7 Days to Die and games like that on Twitch, and that's really helped me a lot just as far as my understanding of the game. So if you're a fan of games like that and Ark and similar things, I think you'll do really well and really enjoy Osiris New Dawn. Now, I will say this is the first game that I've ever bought early access. It's not normally a thing that I'm excited about, but I like the premise of this game, so I wanted to support the developers. That being said, $24.99 for a game of this scope and ambition is fair for me, but if you're worried about early access and you don't want to be involved in reporting bugs and helping to make the game better, then that's totally understandable, and you should probably hold off until the full release. But I'm definitely enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to bringing you guys some more content on Osiris New Dawn. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video and you want more content like this, please consider subscribing and dropping a like. As always, I've been DanBeforeTime. You've been awesome. And until next time, enjoy your travels.